What's good, my lovely peoples? It's your main man Solace here, the humble wise one. Today I want to do this video called Metaphysics of Knowledge. And it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. Now, the first thing I want to do is break down what exactly does metaphysics mean. Because I know y'all probably see this in a lot of brothers' videos, metaphysics and all this crazy stuff, but some people may not truly know what it means. So I just want to break down what metaphysics means so you can get an understanding of the point of what the video is going to be about. So now, what is metaphysics? Metaphysics is basically, I want to break it down to you in layman's terms so everyone can understand. Now, if you already know what metaphysics means, then you're fine, you're good to go. But I'm going to break it down in layman's terms because I feel like that's where true wisdom lies. When you can break things down where even a baby can grasp it without taking anything away from it. This is where it's deep. To break a thing down that's complex without robbing it of any of its greatness, but still breaking it down in its simplest form so someone can grasp. Now, what is metaphysics? Metaphysics is basically this in layman's terms. Physics is the understandings of things that create the physical things we have, the physical matter and things. So, physics is the understandings of physical things. And metaphysics would be the understanding of what makes physics. So you have to grasp. With physics, you're dealing with quarks, leptons, things that make atoms and so on and so forth. So, the things that build up to make the physical world. This is what physics is. Now, metaphysics would be the things that make leptons and quarks. So, metaphysics is dealing with the things that are not understood. Metaphysics deals with philosophy and theories. And it's a deep thing because metaphysics is basically just guesses. They're educated guesses from those who have knowledge on physics. So it's not just any old guess. It's an educated guess from someone who's qualified to guess on that. But nevertheless, it's still just guesses and things of this nature. So this is what metaphysics is. It is just the understandings of the things that are not understood. Meaning, we understand life, which is the physical, but then when you die, people don't. So metaphysics would be dealing with that, even though that's not the beginnings, but it is in a sense. But it all depends on the understandings you have. But it's a deep thing. It's just the beginnings on a macro level of things. But it's a deep thing. But metaphysics deals with theoretical things and the philosophical aspects of what is known. So they don't know what makes leptons. So they would have metaphysics. This is what would be metaphysics. We don't know what makes leptons. So then you'd have conversations dealing with metaphysics on what makes leptons and things of this nature. Things that are not known. Things that are not fact. So this is what metaphysics is. Now, the title of my video is Metaphysics of Knowledge. So basically, in a nutshell, I'm going to be discussing the understandings of knowledge, the beginnings, the things of knowledge we don't understand. See, we all know knowledge is understanding, but to understand the understandings and what makes knowledge. So this is what the video is going to be discussing. Now, We all believe that knowledge is out here. Out here. It's all out here. But we just must find it in the midst of the lies. So this is how we view knowledge. But this is all wrong. See, knowledge is within. You already have all the knowledge within you from your experience. So every second and minute of the life that you've been in existence, this is experience. You're experiencing things. And this is the knowledge, what you experience. But the thing is to make the experience knowledge. So you have to grasp. We experience things in the life, and then emotion builds up and other things start to interfere with the understandings of the experience. And then you don't learn anything from the experience or acquire any knowledge from the experience. You just get lost in emotion. The spirit gets lost in the emotions. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. You have to make the experience knowledge. In the only way to do that, you must adjust your spirit. So it's a simple thing you have to grasp. You don't need to look out and look for this book and have to find this teacher. You have all the knowledge already within you that anyone ever walking this planet ever had. Through your experience. It doesn't matter if you've experienced different things than others, because you've seen others' experiences. So you experience through many aspects. Your own physical experiences, others, things you've read, things you've seen, all types of experiences. Now you have to grasp. You must adjust your spirit in order to take all that experience and begin to form and shape the experiences into knowledge. So it's a deep, simple thing you have to grasp. The emotions that we have is what blocks people from doing that. So let me give you an example. You go through a bad time. Now, as opposed to you not having any emotion and just going through the bad times, then when you endure and you're back good, looking back on those bad times and just seeing it from a pure aspect to acquire the lesson out of the bad times in the experience. Because in all bad times, this is when you learn. This is where the lessons are, in the bad times. In the good times, give you a chance to relax, to reflect. And in reflecting, you form the experience into knowledge for yourself. But the emotion blocks this. So while you're going through the bad times, you're blaming people. You're causing arguments and all types of things. And this is built on emotion that's going to come back to you. So you have emotions in you that got you furious that you're going through this times. You point fingers at others. Y'all ain't helping. Whoa. They come back at you. So now you're building more on yourself. And through the midst of all of this, you become bitter. And nothing is being received of the experience. You're not even grasping every aspect of the experience. Only thing you're grasping out of the experience is motherfuckers will leave you hanging high and dry. And when I get right, fuck everybody. So this is how you form the experience. So now when you're at good times, you're not even reflecting on the experience. Because now you're moving forward into the revenge part, which is fuck them. Let them see me ball and fuck them all. And in that, we do this with everything. And in doing that, you lose the experience in its totality. And in that, you can't form knowledge out of half experiences and blank spots you don't want to deal with, because in you dealing with that, you have to deal with self. So you have an argument with someone, you blame them. No, it's their fault, they started. And in you doing that, you're only getting half the experience. The other half of the experience is in looking within self and how you played the part. So the way to acquiring the knowledge is to remove your biased views. We have biased views, racist views. We have hate already within us that we're ready to unleash. We like certain people. Anything that speaks against that, we hate. So we have so much different things built up inside of you. It's drowning the spirit. And this is why I say you must adjust your spirit. This is how you pull the knowledge from it. You take the experience, you begin to form it into knowledge. So everything I've ever went through, I look at it from self first. And this is the only thing that matters, from self. So I look at it from self. And then the experience is formed. Now I look at others' parts in it, but their part doesn't matter because I control my own reality. So if they played any part in any problem, I allow them in. So it's all a self thing. You gotta adjust. Okay, I fucked up because I let them in. They wouldn't have been able. So I look at my reality as my reality, not in a sense of he did this to me, because he don't control nothing over here. If he got any kind of leeway into controlling or having any trying to glitz in my matrix, it's because I allowed him in. So it's a deep thing you have to do. You have to look at the experience from self. We always look at the experience from another, or place the experience on another, losing it. And you need the experience. You need every aspect of it from a self perspective. So you can reach within self to form it into the abundance of knowledge that you would need for anything. This is why I break down death, and people like, I don't understand how you do that, and how I correlate it to sleep, and how you can understand it through sleep, and how when you're sleeping sometimes you dream and the conscious is still physically doing what it does, and if you're sweating and hot in a dream, you wake up sweating and hot. So it's real, and it's a deep thing. But I'm able to do this because I analyze every aspect of the experience. In every experience, every second is something to experience. You just have to grasp. It's a deep thing. All the knowledge you need, you can get it in the life. That's why I say I got to begin to learn from the life. I just been having a hard time figuring out how to explain exactly what I do. I know how to learn from the life. I can't explain it in length. You see how I explain everything simple? I ain't figured out how to do that with learning from the life. I try to show y'all through the tree when I taught y'all through the branch and how I learned from the tree, and I don't think it's registering though. I don't know how to explain it. But it all lies with me, because the whole thing is that people grasp. I don't care if a person say they don't grasp. I know when I explain something and a person grasp or don't. And y'all don't really truly grasp how to learn from the life. I know y'all don't. And it all lies on me because I ain't figured out how to explain it. I can explain how to read a book and pull knowledge from a book, but basically through this video, I'm just giving another shot at trying to explain to y'all the base foundation of knowledge and how you learn from the life. But I don't know if this will work either. But, I keep giving jabs out of here and there, just like how I do with hell and trying to get people to understand the existence we live in. And I keep giving jabs at it here and there, then I move on to something else and so on and so forth. But you just have to understand, man. This is why I always say I got to pull for humility. Don't get lost in the things that I do. Because like I always tell y'all, I'm just fucking with y'all because I see y'all sensitive and goofy. It's not a joke when I say that. I'm humbled. I receive hella knowledge. You can joke and play around. You can do whatever you want. It's what's within the heart. Y'all get lost in what y'all want to think. So because you may not like me because I'm smart, then you like, at least I could pull for his ego. But I don't have an ego. I'm truly humble. This is why my name is Solace. I say I'm the humble servant. This is why I push those things out there, even though I'm not. Even though y'all view me as not being humble. But it's truly a deep thing. You have to be humble within the heart. So you could truly adjust yourself, and so you can get to a point. You see how I broke down how I see things from my perspective. The blame is always on me, not to blame myself and beat myself down, but to truly adjust and grasp the experience. It's all how you perceive a thing. You could look at it as I'm not going to beat myself down, or you could look at it as I'm not beating myself down. Nothing happened. It was just a lesson. You gotta have lessons. So every time I go through a bad time, I know this is just a lesson. Now, I don't have to go through bad times to learn a lesson, but if need be, then so the bad times will come. So it's a simple thing, but it's a beautiful thing. We just so railroaded and upside down in the life that